Hi and welcome to Truly Creepy. I just wanted to start the video with a disclaimer because it's quite disturbing, it involves porn and it's just generally a creepy story. If you've not been put off, then let's begin. I watch porn. I'm not a pervert who has a catalogue of every actress. I don't even have a favourite. I don't have any subscriptions and I don't watch it every day. I have a few videos on my computer, but who doesn't? I'm in a long distance relationship with my fiancé, 3 hours apart, and we only get to see each other on the weekends. Most of the time we only get to see each other every other weekend. I'm a guy and I have testosterone that needs released. So last night I did the dirty. Just browsed some videos on my phone for a quick fix. I'd woken up at 2 in the morning and couldn't get back to sleep, so I figured it would leave me just hard enough to drift off. And it was successful. I didn't download this time, just like I usually don't when I'm on my phone. So I don't know how the video ended up on my phone, and I definitely don't know where it came from. I've been having some car trouble lately and recorded a video today to upload to YouTube so I could post it on a forum and get opinions. I opened up YouTube on my phone and when I went to the gallery to select my video, it was there. She was looking at me, taunting me. There was something strange about the thumbnail and I should have just said fuck this and deleted the file right then and there. It was a picture of some brunette, punk rock chick staring at the camera. Her eyes were large and glazed over and she had such a plastic smile on her face. It's one of the most unnerving things I've seen, and being on the internet most of the time, I've seen it all. This was worse than any beheading, any freak accident, any gore picture that you could find on the depths of the deep web. It chilled me to the bone, and it was all because of that look. I shouldn't have opened the link, but I did. As soon as I tapped on the video, my phone froze. I couldn't go to my home screen, I couldn't hit the back button. I tried to hold the button on the phone, but it wouldn't restart. Just as I got the case off and was ready to take the back off the phone, the video started playing. This wasn't a professional film. This was completely amateur. The girl was sitting on her bed naked. The only things in frame were on her bed in what I assume was her room, and a closed door. Same plastic smile and glazed eyes. For about 10 seconds, nothing changed. She just stared back at me. Just as I was about to try the home button again, her bedroom door opened. A man walked in wearing a black sack over his head with 2 eye holes cut out. He sat down next to her on the bed, both facing the camera, and that's when shit started to get weird. She knelt down and started to suck him off. It was different than your usual porn. Every video I've seen has been filled with moans and signs of pleasure from both parties. The only noise in the video was of her sucking. The man sat unfazed. About a minute into the video, the girl stopped and her head turned 180 degrees, so she was staring at the camera with that same soulless look. All of a sudden, the video cut to her and the man on the bed. She was laying down and he was fucking her. She just stared into the camera with the same face, neither of them making a sound. This went on for 30 seconds before they both got up from their positions. She moved in front of the camera and he grabbed it from its position it had been in the entirety of the video. The camera focused in on her face for about 10 seconds, still haunting me with that same smile. In one swift movement, the man hit the girl in the face with the camera, cracking the lens and busting a few of her teeth out. I'm pretty sure her nose was broke as well because there was a significant amount of blood pouring from it. Though she still kept the same smile. Her bloody face and missing teeth didn't seem to faze her. Then she spoke for the first time, not breaking the smile. 5 words that give me the chills as I write this. This is for you, Sean. She knew my name. As she started laughing hysterically, blood ran down her face and the video cut out. My phone crashed and I couldn't turn it back on. I posted this because I need to get it out in the open. I don't know who to tell. I'm going to visit a friend of mine tomorrow who is really good with technology and see if we can get my phone to turn on. I'll try to find out information about the file. I'll post an update here when I have something. Update. So, I took my phone to my tech buddy Alex this morning. I had to work, so I dropped the phone off at his house and left. After work, I stopped back in to pick up the phone. I didn't tell him the entire story of what happened because at this point, I think it might just be a big coincidence. I want to leave him out of it. He has a tendency to get worked up over nothing. I just told him that my phone crashed and wouldn't reboot, and that I think I have a virus. So I stopped by his house after work to pick up my phone, and he was acting pretty strange. As soon as he answered the door, he asked what I did to the phone, and this time he wouldn't believe my story. He told me that my phone is soft bricked. I guess that's where it works, but it's erased or something. I'm not too sure what that means and I don't understand it, but he said that he might be able to fix it. Anyways, he said that he got the phone into booted mode. He said that the phone kept freezing up on him. He tried pulling the battery out and re-entering booting mode. Time and time again, it kept freezing up. Then a little loading circle came up on the screen. Then the screen went black, and a picture came up. It was her picture, but it wasn't anything from the video. It was a still, but someone had mutilated it. He said that it chilled him to the bone and he couldn't look away. He said he started panicking and threw my phone across the room. Luckily it didn't break, but I guess it's useless right now anyway. After a while he calmed down and made his way back to the phone. The screen was frozen on the image of her, but now there was a little USB symbol below her picture. He plugged it into a junk computer he has and it came up as a removable drive. The only thing on that drive was that picture, the one that was stuck on the screen. He copied it onto a flash drive for me because I told him that I'd like to figure out who or where it came from, and told me that he's going to try and fix the phone. He said that he doesn't want the flash drive back and to throw it away after I'm done with it. I uploaded the picture online because I thought you guys might be able to help me. I'm going to try to do some searching online to see if I can figure out where this picture came from. I have no idea where to get started at this point, so if anyone can give me some advice, I'd really appreciate it. I'll post another update when I hear back from my friend or if I find anything online. Thanks guys, and here's the picture. Update. I know it's been a while since my last post. I've been trying to avoid this subject entirely because things have gotten a lot worse. A lot worse. It has become clear to me that what is happening is not a prank. It may actually be some kind of sick form of stalking or maybe even something else. I just want to keep everyone here updated about what's going on, and thank you all for listening. In my last post, several people suggested I do a reverse image search as a starting point to find the file. I tried this on every search engine I could find and got no results. I'm not sure where the picture came from, and at this point it doesn't matter. Alex downloaded a program on my computer that erased the picture from my hard drive. Hopefully it won't come back. A few days after I posted my first update, Alex called me and said the phone was junk. It wouldn't do anything except boot to the screen of the picture. I had a spare S2 Skyrocket lying around, so I hooked that up to my account as a temporary device. Unfortunately, I had to get a new number. I went over to Alex's house around 5 PM where we destroyed the phone by breaking it to pieces with a hammer and burning it in fire. We had a few beers and called it a night. I just crashed at his place. I don't promote drinking and driving. The next morning, I woke up to a single text message. Your picture has been delivered. The number it came from appeared as Android system. My heart sank in my chest as soon as I saw the message. I haven't seen anything like this on an Android phone, and I thought this might be a formatting error, but at the same time, nobody had gotten my new number. I hadn't put it online yet, and even Alex didn't know I had to get a new number. I decided to put this off for now. Alex and I had a bowl of cereal in silence and I headed home. I had the day off, and part of me wishes that I hadn't, because I spent it pondering the text. What did it mean? How did someone get my number? I thought maybe it could be a provider message, but I hadn't sent a picture to anybody. I started to become paranoid and didn't get much sleep that night. I was able to nod off around 4 in the morning. I went back up at 7 and I wish I hadn't. In frustration from the ordeal and lack of sleep, I decided to get on Facebook. I opened up my homepage and stared at the screen in shock. 43 unread messages. The little red number glowed like the devil. I opened the first. "Hey Sean, did you send me a picture last night? I got this really fucked up photo from your number around 12:05 and another text from another number right after that saying, 'Your picture has been delivered. Let me know when you see this.'" I nearly started crying. The next messages didn't get better. One after another, they all said basically the same thing. They all received the picture at the same time, with the same text, from an unknown number right after. I went through all 43 before I realised that these people were from my contacts list on the old phone. And that's when I did start crying. Because the contacts were saved on my old SIM card, which we destroyed and burnt with the phone. Nearly 7 hours after the phone was destroyed, it sent mass texts to my contacts. It was impossible. I didn't reply to any of the messages. Alex sent me one asking for my new number and I ignored it. There was no way that this was going to happen again. I spent the rest of the day inside my house, door locked and all lights on. In between pacing around my room, my mind played tricks on me. I would hear noises here and there, doors creaking and cabinets shutting. At one point, I think I heard a knock on the door. Very slowly, night came and I lay in bed and tried to fall asleep. Right as I was about to doze off, I heard a whistle from my phone. My hands were shaking as I read the text. 3:19 a.m. Your picture has been delivered. I don't know when my next update will be. When I find something else out, I'll definitely let you guys know. If any of you get a text message from an unknown number, please do not open it. I don't want you to suffer like I am. I hope things get better. Update. I just want to thank everyone for taking the time to follow me on my journey. I'm afraid this will most likely be my last update. I realise the more I bring this situation up, the more activity it gets. I've decided to share my most recent experience because it's one that I'll never forget. And I'm afraid that if another event happens, I won't be around to tell you the tale. I will, however, read your comments and take notes of your comments. At this point, I've almost given up, but I'll try any suggestions you have. Several people have commented throughout the documentation of my situation I've provided, most recently recommending me to close my wireless account and deactivate my Facebook. I have done so, but sent a message to my fiancée giving her the complete details of my experience to date and telling her I loved her, and no matter what happens, I want her to live a happy life. I sent a letter in the mail to Alex explaining that I will no longer have any contact with the people in the outside world. I quit my job today because I was having anxiety attacks during work. I also left my fiancé's contact information with him in case he needs to get a hold of her. Today was a good day. I felt better after making my previous post and getting everything off my chest. I was able to sleep in for the first time in about 2 weeks and took the day to watch TV and relax. It was really nice, just laughing along to cartoons while stuffing corn dogs in my face. I stayed up late watching movies in my room and fell asleep to my TV running in the background. Around 1:28 a.m, I woke up, feeling something touching me. For a brief moment, due to still being half asleep, I ignored it, playing it off as a dream. Then I felt it again. Fingers running through my hair. I bolted straight out of bed and flipped the light switch on. My heart stopped beating and my hair stood up all over my body. She was there, in my bed. She was sitting up in bed under the covers, leaning up against the wall. Her eyes were completely black and she had a wide, toothless smile on her face. Blood was oozing from her mouth onto her pale skin. It must have only been a couple of seconds, but it felt like eternity while she sat there staring at me, laughing hysterically. I started screaming and crying, and she suddenly rose as if levitating to a standing position on the bed. She lifted her arms and pointed at me with long and dirty fingernails. Without moving her mouth, she spoke in what I can only describe as the most inhumanely and demonic voice I've ever heard. She said the words that had been ringing in my ears for the past 2 weeks. "Your picture has been delivered." She leapt forward and knocked me against the wall. She crawled on top of me, smearing blood on the side of my face, and whispered in my ear, "It will be over soon, Sean." Then, as quickly as she came, she was gone. I sat on the floor for several hours, crying and vomiting. I wondered if it had really just happened. It couldn't have been a dream. I read about some crazy sleep paralysis stories. As soon as I had this thought, I noticed the TV was off. I hadn't turned it off. I felt the blood on my face. It was definitely there. She had definitely been here, in the flesh, in my house, in my room, in my bed. I'm done. I am so fucking done, guys. I have a gun. The next time she comes, I'm either using it on her or I'm taking a way out. I can't do this anymore. I can't take the torture. I can't take the psychological abuse. I can't even fucking think right now. To those who've seen the picture, I'm not sure what to say other than, I'm sorry I got you into this. I don't know what's going to happen to you. I can't promise you anything. I can't promise you safety or peace. I shouldn't have let things go this far. You've all been so helpful and understanding. Thank you so much for being a part of my life. I'm so terribly sorry.